and there's always room for improvement. The more you test the speech before an audience, the more you're able to refine it. So please, let's give a warm welcome to Paolo Barone.
There were two great orators in antiquity. One was Cicero, and Cicero was from Rome. The other one was Demosthenes, and Demosthenes was from Greece. Both great speakers, but it was said though, Cicero, when he spoke, everybody said, wow, what a great speech, what a wonderful message. I couldn't agree with him more. And they showered him with accolades, adulation, standing ovations. And it was said though, Demosthenes, when he spoke, people shouted, let's march! And they all ran into the battlefield, willing to risk their lives. Mr. Contesher, fellow Toastmasters, that's the difference between presentation and persuasion. You see, people loved and admired Cicero, but they were compelled to act by Demosthenes. Cicero appealed more to logic and reason, and he carefully crafted a message to speak to an analytical and rational side of people. Demosthenes, he appealed to emotions. He spoke to the heart with enthusiasm, passion, excitement. He spoke with the eloquence, precision, drama. And his message touched and transformed the people's feelings. Feelings so strong, they were willing to drop everything and go to war. That's how effective his delivery was. But Demosthenes wasn't born a great speaker. Quite the contrary, he had to fight really hard for his glory. And his life is one of the most uplifting and inspirational stories in history. He was born more than 2,000 years ago. At the age of 7, he became an orphan. He was extremely poor, and most of the time had nothing to eat. He was always very weak, and he constantly got sick. And on top of that, he had another serious condition. He couldn't speak like everybody else. He stuttered. Yes, he stuttered. But Demosthenes was a very motivated student, always wanted to learn more, was a voracious reader, and he was fascinated with the art of speaking. His dream was to become an orator. At a very young age, he gave his first speech, and it was a disaster. People made fun of him for his stutter. Nobody believed Demosthenes could be an orator. How can someone with a stutter deliver a great speech? Nobody believed that. Nobody. But Demosthenes, all the ridicule and criticism didn't deter him at all. He was motivated, he was determined to succeed no matter what. To overcome his setbacks, he set a very strict regimen for himself. Listen to this. He built an underground study where he spent 2-3 months at a time practicing. He even shaved half of his head, so the shame prevented him from going outside. Then went to the beach and screamed with all his might at the roaring waves to strengthen his voice. And he ran and spoke at the same time for miles every day to strengthen his lungs. For his stutter, he spoke for hours, every single day, with stones in his mouth, and a knife between his teeth, every single day, for hours, every single day. After many years of this grueling training, finally, he managed not only to speak like everybody else, he managed to speak like nobody else. He became the best orator in Greece and beyond. What a story. What a story. And that's the story my father used to tell me. When I came back home from school crying and my pants wet. When I was a kid, I was very shy and introverted. And every time my teacher called me to answer a question in front of the entire class, I stuttered. I broke down in tears. And yes, I peed in my pants. And that made me an easy target for some of my classmates. I was bullied and was made fun of. And my father would tell me, it's okay, Paolo, it's okay. You're going to be fine. One day they're going to see what you're capable of. Just remember the story, the monsters. Here I am today, standing in front of you, delivering a 7-minute speech with confidence and drag pants. My fellow Toastmasters, it's possible. It's possible to overcome the fear of public speaking and become a great speaker. It's possible, despite any limitation you think you might have. It doesn't matter if you're shy, if you stutter, if English is your second language and you have an accent. It does not matter. With hard work, practice, and discipline, we all can become Toastmasters, world champions. Let's march!